What's up, YouTube? It's your boy AyeQ. Before we get into the video, let me just say thanks to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the platform. Look, in life, you gotta set goals. And the goal for this platform is to get to 100,000 subscribers by June. So if you guys rock with the content, please take the time out right now and show some love and like and subscribe. Do so for your boy right now. All right, let's get into the video, man. Fellas, this one is a crazy one, bro. This one right here is scary. Let's get into it.
This was filed on November 29th, and service was proper on December 18th of 2023. We did receive a response from the defendant on January 16th of 2024 requesting genetic testing. Genetic testing was ordered, was entered on February 1st of 2024. While it did take some time to get the parties sampled, we were able to get those parties sampled as well as the child. It was determined that the defendant is the biological father. Sorry.
Please proceed, Mr. Hunt.
Sorry, for the minor child in this matter. Notably, Your Honor, as you indicated, the parties do have a 2013 case for two other children. I am requesting that that case be consolidated into this one. A pre-hearing conference in the 2023 case was held with both parties via phone on July 3rd. I did collect their information. It is in front of you as proposed for the judgment of paternity and child support order. Now, it was brought to my attention that one of the children is biologically not the defendant's child. However, there was the 2013 case did establish paternity for that child. And as such, the child support order in this matter pertains to all three of the children, since legally that child is the defendant's, although biologically may not be. I am requesting that the judgment of paternity and child support order be entered today. The effective date, notably, is July 1st of 2024. Should the court choose to change that, I'll leave it to the court's discretion given the circumstances in this matter. But I do believe the documentation is appropriate for entry today, Your Honor. And if the court would like me to weigh in on the 2013 case, I'd be more than happy to do so in the best way I can.
If you stick around, I may have you do so. Ms. Johnson, on the 2023 case, any questions?
No.
All right.
I do have a question about the calculation result.
Okay, that's the question for what's the question?
So it says he'll pay $14.60 a month, but then it says he'll be paying me $11 on the fourth page.
Those are the birth expenses. He's not paying. Wait, where do you see $11?
It says calculation results, and then it says Thomas is paying Kimberly $14.60 a month, and then it says support amount based on known actual income of parent. Thomas paying Kimberly Johnson $11. It's in the little box at the end.
Your Honor, I can comment on that.
Yeah, please do.
The little box on the end. Now, I've not received formal training on this little box at the end of our calculations after a few years of doing this, or a couple of years, however long I've been doing this. I have gathered that when an individual's potential income is used, calculation will look at what we imputed the individual to, and that's where the $14.60 a month comes from. Now, because his actual income is not the potential income we've given him, essentially left him at zero, that's how much it would have been.
Okay.
I just wanted to know. Multiple individuals question.
Bro, this right here is scary, fam. Nobody is focused on the fact that this woman just did paternity fraud. After 12 years, this man been paying child support for a child that is not his. Look, this is why DNA testing should be mandatory at birth, bro. Because the sad part about it is when these women do things like this, they don't face any type of jail time or penalties. She's sitting there focused on the money that she's supposed to be receiving instead of showing some type of remorse for the simple fact you had a man paying child support for over 10 years for a child that's not his. And nobody's concerned about that. That is, yo, fellas, be careful out here, bro.
Question that exact same thing. I apologize for the confusion. It's just the way that the formula is run on our side.
Okay, that's all I needed.
I was going to say I've never heard an explanation of that one either. I've always ignored it because it doesn't make any sense.
Again, I could be wrong, but that is my 5 cents on that.
And that's why I tell you all dudes all the time, bro. The hoops never fails, bro. This right here is crazy. This right here is so disturbing, bro. That she's in court trying to get money from this man for a child that's not his. Yo, this is wow.
That's what makes sense to me. That's
Oh
how.
yeah, okay, yeah, because it says actual income of 0.
Yeah.
He would pay 11.
Okay.
Mr. Johnson or Mr. Chandler, what's your input on this one? I
mean, 1460 just sounds a little extensive to me.
well, what is your actual income? What are you earning?
I'm not employed right now.
Okay, when were you last employed?
In May.
And what did you do?
I was a truck driver, but
And what were you earning?
I was getting 50 cents a mile.
And how many miles did you normally travel?
Every week my expectations was around 3,000 miles a week, but I never reached that.
So how much did you normally travel? And
maybe like 1,800.
Okay, at 50 cents a mile, you would have gotten as a contractor?
No, W-2.
So you were a W-2 employee. So they took taxes out of the.
Yes.
So you were earning about $78,000 a year, technically.
No, I only worked. I barely just got my CDL a few months ago.
And why did you lose this job?
Because FOC continues to suspend my license. My license is my job. So if they continue to suspend my license, then when companies find out, I have to have an active license for 6 months before they consider anybody to give me another job.
So we're basically tying his hands, Mr. Hahn?
Your Honor, during the pre-hearing conference, I did ask about his income. He did inform me of the 50 cents a mile at 3,000 miles a week,
Right.
which is what I use. However, when I asked him why he no longer worked there, he informed me that did ask about his income. He
have an active license for 6 months before they consider anybody to give me another job.
So we're basically tying his hands, Mr. Hahn?
Your Honor.
Salute to the judge, man. Salute to the judge. Finally, a judge who got a clue, man, because this is not right, man. This is not right, yo. This is crazy, man.
During the pre-hearing conference, I did ask about his income. He did inform me of the 50 cents a mile at 3,000 miles a week, which is what I use. However, when I asked him why he no longer worked there, he informed me that, and I'm going to read my notes, he left for a better opportunity. So he did not indicate that he had any concerns regarding front of the court suspending his license. He said he left for a better opportunity.
Yes, that is true, but that's just my professional answer.
All right. I'm going to hold him at $1,000 a week instead of the $1,500. I'm hearing testimony that he didn't, but we need to get his license reinstated. And that'll be on this case.
Bro, come on, man. Listen, they cost this man a job. Her line about having this man baby and having this man paying child support cost this man a job and a potential career. While she's chilling, look at her, bro. She is, bro. This is why these birds keep doing bird shit, because they don't face any consequences, bro. She's chilling while they are trying to squeeze this man for money. And come to find out, the baby is not even his. This man been paying child support for over 10 years. Fellas, do not admit to paternity without a DNA test, bro. I'm telling y'all, fam. Y'all got to put your foot down. Y'all got to. Y'all can't trust these birds.
Your Honor, would you like that as W-2 or 1099?
W-2. Because that was his potential, not his actual. Let's get him on what his actual was, and I'll hold him to what a job was that he walked away from.
Another job will not consider me.
Yeah, I understand.
6 months.
When did they say? Okay, when did they state? I'll deal with that in a minute. When did they take away your CDL?
Well, the state of Texas have not taken away my CDL, but other jobs, when I apply for more jobs, they do a federal background on my driving record, and when they do that, they see that my license has been suspended in Michigan because they run everywhere that I had a license.
So your CDL is through the state of Texas?
Yes. But when it comes to applying for other jobs, I'm applying for jobs that the terminals reside in.
Is it currently suspended in Michigan?
Yes.
And that's due to child support?
I believe so. They with me. I never found out why, but every time they send me my driving record, it says that Michigan suspends my license, and I know FOC always suspends my license every month or two.
Great, that helps.
This woman is not showing any remorse about what she put this man through. The child support revoked his license. And all she's focused on right now is getting money.
It's not. All right, I'm going to combine this decision then. Ms. Johnson, a motion was filed concerning the actual father of your child.
Mm-hmm.
There's indication that you knew in 2012 that Mr. Chandler was not the father of this child?
Yes, and me and his actual father, his biological father, went to court. I don't know what month it is. I don't know if you guys can look that up, but they told me that Thomas needed to file in writing to petition paternity by July of that year. Because I don't know, it was weird. Every time I went to court, I got different answers. It's been horrible trying to get this situated.
All right. Do you guys have any current DNA tests that show?
So we got one, and it was a Walgreens test, and they couldn't use that.
So that's not the right. All right, you guys just went through DNA diagnostics. So they have his genetic material. What they need is Thomas Chandler's diagnostic material.
Yes.
I'm going to grant the fact that I'm going to grant a DNA order because it seems like you two are in agreement that he is not the father.
Yes.
And that you would prefer to have the child be listed for his real father on the birth certificate.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Because normally what I'm jumping through a couple of hoops with is that a judge denied this in 2018 because no DNA was given to them. I need new DNA testing that shows that he is not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a hearing on all of this instead of getting child support on 3 children, Mr. Hahn, currently on an income that he is not expecting. And I'm inviting the friend of the court and you to that hearing because I want to work out something, because if we're tying his hands and this man can't work, that's not helping the kids at all. They're getting no money. I can order $1,500 to $3,000 a month. But if there's no employer, all we're doing is spiraling him into debt that he can never pay, and that will keep round robining without him getting a driver's license that's usable.
Right.
So I need a cohesive and just
Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. Sheesh.
comprehensive motion on this and a hearing on this. But I need Ms. Johnson and Mr. Chandler to cooperate and get the DNA of young Junior.
I can do
Ms.
that.
Johnson, so that you understand, any affidavit of parentage signed by Duran is worthless.
Null and void. Yeah.
Yeah, it's null and void because you got to have him born out of wedlock or not have him have another legal parent.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is trigger a very little used clause in this, and that is sometimes time, even though we can only are supposed to do this within the child's 3 years of birth. My problem is we've got a child out there that you guys knew, and this entire thing, no offense, Ms. Johnson, was based on a lie, that Mr. Chandler was the father. We had jurisdiction at the time, we ordered it, but let's undo a wrong instead and try and get it right. But I need the DNA to actually show that for the file. And then we can do a calculation based more cohesively on what he can actually earn with the front of the court. And maybe I can get the front of the court and get an order that says he keeps his license.
Okay.
And we will not touch it for a year, regardless of how much is owed.
Okay, that's fine. Yep.
And that way I can also find out from them, because it's not part of the court file, how much arrearage there is that we're going after. All right. So let's see if we can do this and make it possible to get these kids the money they deserve and the fathers they deserve.
Okay.
All righty. So I'll grant a hearing, Mr. Hahn. I'll invite you, and I'll invite Ms. Lipford as well. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I heard that in between between the lines. I get it. No. Again, we're just. I know. I'm kidding. Okay. Sorry. Thank you.
Your Honor, can you please clarify as to how we're doing the genetic testing in this matter?
I'm asking them. They did it through DNA diagnostic. They are going to have to get the genetic testing.
Okay.
Okay.
If you don't, I'm going to have to deny any change.
Okay, I'll get it.
So I'll give you a couple months to do this. I'm reserving the child support for this case so that we get it right, and we'll do it from the beginning. So if it's 2 children, it's 2. If it's 3, it's 3.
So I get it, and then I just bring it to FOC, or do I bring it to the
file
court?
it with the court.
Okay.
File it with the court. Send Mr. Hahn a copy as well.
Okay.
All righty.
All right. Thank you.
We'll see you soon. I'll get you the notice of that hearing as soon as possible.
Thank you, Your
Okay.
Honor. Now, can you be drafting the order?
At this point, we're just drafting an order granting a hearing. So I'm adjourning the matter on your case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No,
And
thank you.
I have no contact for Thomas. How are we gonna?
You had You just had a child that you took in for DNA testing that showed Thomas was the father, right? Go
Yeah.
back there and I'll draft a DNA order when you get that. That should help. But they already have Thomas Chandler Sr.'s DNA on file, so
Okay.
they shouldn't need that one. If they do, please contact Mr. Hahn, or we'll deal with that at the hearing.
Okay.
But Mr. Chandler, I'd cooperate and see if they need any more DNA from you.
My thing is the communication with the courts and all parties involved. Just like this hearing today, I literally had to spam call the courts just to get this link to be involved in this court
All
case.
right, all right. Do you live on
Yes,
in Texas?
yes.
That's where this will be sent to. And is your email your name at gmail.com?
Gmail
Yes.
at Gmail. Yes.
We will email it to you as well.
Okay.
So I will order DNA testing for Thomas.
Okay. Thank you so
All
much.
righty. No problem. Thank you.
Look, we all know DNA testing should be mandatory at birth. But we live in a system where that's not the case. So as men, we got to protect ourselves. This right here is unbelievable. She knew that this man was not that child's father, but she still squeezed all the money that she could have got out of him. And come to find out that he's not the father after the DNA testing, guess what? He don't get a dime back. This man been paying child support for over 10 years and he can't get a penny back for a child that's not his after this woman committed paternity fraud. They are acting like she didn't commit a crime, like that was regular, like, oh yeah, so one of the kid was not his anyway. Let's move on to the child support. Come on, bro. This is sad, man. Fellas, be careful out here, bro. Like seriously. Be careful out here. Do not claim that child unless you get a DNA test, bro. You don't want to end up in a situation like this. Because look, it's not only about the money. Think about the damage that is done to that man mentally. That man got to heal to go through that, bro. To think a child is yours for 10 years plus, only to find out that shorty been lying this whole time and she get to walk away free. Yo, man, fellas, like I said, be careful out here, bro. Be careful out here. The bottom line is get you a DNA test, bro. Do not trust these women. The system is not designed for you. It's designed to benefit these women. Just look at this case, for example. Fellas, be wise out here, man. But leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out, man. This is sad. If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. Y'all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.